down my tea. Oh well, that's all right. It's hot. My tea doesn't need to be super hot.
No. What tea are you drinking?
Oh, I am drinking. It's lavender hibiscus tea. It's
Nice.
non-caffeine and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it. But let's welcome everybody first to
Mm-hmm.
this episode. Welcome everyone to Spirit Café Sessions podcast with just Nikki and
Kim still.
oh, you flipped it
Yeah.
there.
I'm cheeky today. Cheeky.
You're cheeky today.
Yeah.
Cheeky, cheeky. It
Mm-hmm.
is wonderful Venus and Jupiter conjunction, making everybody super happy the next couple of days. Good news coming all around,
That is amazing.
right? Which
Yeah.
it's funny because the tarot card I pulled for the week that this episode airs, which is a week after the conjunction actually had, is give me a second here. Give me a second here because I actually didn't shuffle it enough to pull it. Be a good one. Let's be a good one. What's that one? Okay. Well,
Mm.
it's not the best,
Oh.
so I really don't want to pull it out.
Oh, we don't have to then.
Okay. We're going to leave it to the side and pick another one. And I can hear everybody listening be like, no, you're supposed to read that one. So I will. So just in case anyone's curious, the first card that came out was the Devil card.
Not always bad.
Okay. Not no lessons. It's a card of lessons. Okay. We
Mm.
do know the Devil card. Yes, it means addictions, it means obsessions, it means negativity, it means toxic nature. But sometimes this is what we do to ourselves. The negative thoughts we have, the toxic patterns we are repeating. So oftentimes when this card pops up, it's popping up because there is something within us that is repeating something that is not healthy for us, that is not healthy for our highest good. So for some people, very well could be an addiction, maybe to, gambling or shopping or, drinking, sure. But for a lot of people, it's actually the addiction to negative patterns that we repeat all the time. And therefore, it's same lessons keep repeating with different situations or people. So you might find yourself this week, as we inch closer to Father's Day, feeling a little bit triggered by something in our environment or something even within you that's causing a repeat of something, okay, negative in your life. So if that's something that's popping up, if that's something that you are experiencing, the easiest and best way is to really give yourself a little bit of a break. Be okay with the fact that that happens because it happens to the best of us, happens to me, happens to Kim. Pull back your energy. Try to get out of that mindset as much as possible. We are heading towards a really emotional Mercury retrograde coming up. So we could be feeling the effects of it, some of us already, in the shadow period, if you believe in that. But pull your energy back. Pull your energy back from those thoughts. Focus on yourself, and you guys will be okay.
Yes. Definitely keep track on yourself. Nobody else
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah. Limit any negativity or any triggers you guys might feel is popping up. Okay.
And also, again, I always find that if you start to find yourself getting negative, stop it. Stop it right there. If you have to yell at yourself in your head, whatever. If you're alone, you can yell out and just say, stop, stop, and do whatever you need to do to reposition your thoughts. Don't do it in a bus because you might get friends you're not really willing to have and stuff.
Don't
But
do that.
when, yeah, yeah. Anyhow, just never know what's
Do
going
that.
on these days.
No, it's true. Very true. All right. This episode, this is a very interesting episode, and it's got a really cheeky title. I'm using the word cheeky because Kim feels cheeky today,
I do,
everybody.
I do.
Um, Kim, do you want to tell them what the title of this one is?
I sure can. It is the Spirit World PR team.
Which is so funny and so cute. And everybody's like, what the heck does that mean? You're going to find out in this episode because I'm pretty sure that most of you are like, what the heck are they talking about? Um, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. It was Kim's idea for this episode. I thought it was really cute. It was very fun. She has ideas for two very fun episodes. So after the Father's Day episode, we will do the other fun one that she has. And then maybe we'll get into some more serious stuff.
Maybe, hey? Should we do
Maybe.
so this will be what, episode 43?
Yes,
Shoot, look at us go. Look at us go.
I know.
And for the people who are still with us, thank you. Um So when we're talking about like everybody has should have PR, I think. Most of us can't really afford to have PR team, but I think a lot of people would probably be a lot more suited in life to have a PR team instead of
100%.
trying to come up with their stuff or whatever. But then people don't find your quirky personality. So there is a question that was posed on this, and it says, if spirits could clear up one misconception humans have about them, what would it be?
I know.
What do you
Can I
think?
say it?
Go
Oh, what
ahead.
do I think?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it would be, I actually wrote it down. Misconceptions. I actually wrote down in my notepad misconceptions of spirit. Oh my God, my throat chakra there.
Oh no, spirits like maybe you don't got them.
I do got them,
Mm.
but I was going to make a joke, and I don't think spirit was very happy about that joke.
Oh, don't be
I joke all the
disrespectful.
time, guys. Yeah, I wasn't going to be disrespectful.
We both
I
joke
would
all the
never.
time.
But maybe Spirit was like, no, Nicole, you need to, this needs to be serious. So, one of the things that I did write down that I thought of instantly, because it's just something that I get all the time with clients and stuff, and I'm sure you get all the time, um, is that Spirit is not the Conjuring. Spirit is not sinister. Spirit is not Hollywood. Spirit is not that kind of stuff. Thank God, might I just add, to that. So I feel like that's one of the biggest misconceptions, because whenever people come to me and they do think that there's something spiritual in their house, something, spirit, they go automatically to,
Yeah,
poltergeist, TVs running everywhere,
like
cables everywhere. Yeah.
yeah.
That's my number. That's what I think's the number one, but I might be wrong.
No, I really believe the same thing. Spirit isn't something to be feared. Spirit, at least in my beliefs. So if anything that we say doesn't resonate with what you believe, then don't take it. Only take what resonates with you. We're never going to try to tell you what you have to believe, and we're never going to tell you that this is the absolute truth. Everything that we talk about are what we believe, and what our ideas are on these certain subjects. So, take it, leave it, whatever. But spirit is not here to hurt you. They never are. They're not here to do mean things to you. They're, and a lot of people think, this is huge. This is so huge for me, at least in my belief. So many people think that if they don't resolve a conflict or resolve some kind of a relationship to something positive before someone passes away, that this person that's passed away is sitting there hating them, or like mad and grumbly or whatever, on the other side. And then the person who is left here in on this plane in earth, they're feeling guilty, or they're feeling angry, or they're really going through. So you need to know that when spirit crosses over, they get to the source of love, the source of light, like the one, like we can't even explain it here, because it is so beautiful and so amazing. We don't have the capacity to feel the love that you feel over there. And so many times I have done readings for people, and you know what? They're not angry. They're not angry. They're good. They're able to see different sides. So if they were just, a grumpy old man, who said really mean things, after they cross over, a lot of times they'll kind of explain it, like they're sorry because they didn't know better. Because a lot of times they don't,
Right.
whatever you've grown up in,
Right.
unless you have been afforded, or you're on the path to change and break the cycles of, like, the familial cycles, or like the
Yep. Yep.
post generation. Unless you're one of those people who are going to do that, you're not going to change. And
No.
it's not anything bad against people or anything. It's just what your path is. People are put here for, we come here with certain jobs, certain soul purposes, and that wasn't their sole purpose. But it may be, their sole purpose might coincide with your sole purpose, and you can
Good
work
point. I
things
like
out,
that.
right? So
Yeah.
when they're
Yeah.
gone, they're not hating you. If I had one lady, she was just so, she's passed away now, but her father and her sister passed away when she was, late teens
Okay.
in different situations. And she had a ring of her sister's. Well, that ring lost a stone. And this poor girl thought that they were angry at her, or that her sister was angry at her for losing the stone, that she lost her, that there was no connection with her anymore. And you need to know that's not true. This, like
Mm-hmm.
these rings and things like that, are just things here to hold, like tangible. You don't need something in the physical to be able to have your crossed over loved one with you and being supporting with you. They don't go, oh well, you lost that stone, so you can't look after anything. Peace out. Like they don't do that. That is just not
Yeah.
what happens. So no, they are there. They are there. They don't have these thoughts that you have. They are here with love. So know that. Know that they aren't. They're not angry. They don't have that capacity. However, they may come across as that in a reading, but in a nicer way. But that's just because, if your grandmother was like a nasty woman who like told off everybody who came up her step, if she came in going, "Oh, I love everybody. Do you want some cookies? Oh yeah, this is what I did." You're not going to recognize who she is,
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
right?
I believe that.
So they're
Yeah.
going to present as, so you would recognize them. And once you've recognized them, a lot of times that's where they get in and they apologize. I did a reading in the last week, and coincidentally, so this lady had, it was like, I felt like a grandmother, but I think it was somebody a little bit younger, but it was like a family relation uh, to her, and she is crossed over. And she discussed about how this woman had, she was talking about her plants, right? And how she had these plants and she went away. And with our erratic season so far, like we get one day of heat and then it's like torrential downpours and then, a day
Yeah, you're
semi
right.
heat
Yeah.
and then, oh, we're going to get tornadoes. So the weather is just out of control. And so she, the mother was saying, the person who is experiencing this is having relationship issues with a family member or someone,
Okay.
and she's putting too much effort into certain things, right? And it just, basically what it came out to was, you know what, don't worry about, if somebody's changed or got a little different, and you're visiting them and it seems like there's something wrong. Know that these are just cycles that people go through. This isn't spirit coming. And don't worry about what they have going on, why they're angry. Know that you do, and you hold yourself exactly where you would be proud that
Yeah.
you are, and let them be as they're going to be. But don't take it personally, because whatever's going on with them, 100% is theirs. All
Yeah.
right.
I
And
love that.
when I give that message the other day, this woman was just said, like, this is so profound. Like, this is unbelievable, because she was away and she had mentioned that they had people looking after their house because they'd gone to the country, and she'd bought the plants and she had forgot to mention to water those plants while they were gone. Her
Oh.
husband didn't leave them out front. He left them out back, so they never got
Mm-hmm.
looked after. So she's starting to get one back now. But like
Okay.
they basically all died. So it pulled her in. She knew who I was talking to. And then, she got that message from her loved one saying, yes, she happened to actually be, when she was on vacation, she was actually with this person that she had suddenly developed some kind of a conflict with.
Ah.
And so she was like, what did I do? What did I do? And so I gave her the message saying, like, you didn't do anything. This is her. Only worry about yourself. Just like your
Love
plants.
that.
Don't worry about
Love
them,
that.
right? Like they're going to grow,
Yeah.
and they're going to come up as they are. So know that spirit is not something to be feared, not something to be scared of, not something to feel guilty because you didn't close out something or whatever, because that is all, as soon as they've crossed over, that just dissipates,
Yeah.
because the feelings that cause these conflicts don't actually exist in that world
They
because
don't.
there's no
They
ego,
don't.
and it's all just spirit. So spirit, love, and light. All right. So that's like the one big thing that I want to say. Like, absolutely. So yeah,
So I was right.
yes, you
Sort
are
of.
very, very right.
Sort of. I was
Very,
sort of
very
right.
right.
I was right. Because people ask that. They ask that all the time.
Hmm.
They ask that all the time. And it's also what stops people from reaching out to mediums or tarot readers because they have that fear, thanks to wonderful, lovely Hollywood, which I did fall in love with when I went there most recently. Not fall in love with the like I just liked the kitschiness of it. It was so lame, like I liked it, and it was anyway. But tarot readers and mediums are not what you see in movies like The Conjuring or Insidious or that recent movie called Tarot, even though the tarot deck's actually really gorgeous in that one. But like, no, no, it's not like that. It's a misconception because I'll be honest with you guys, sometimes it's really boring and that doesn't make movies, right, Kim?
Uh,
Our stuff don't make movies. I'm just gonna say that
People
right now.
being completely happy with no drama and understanding things, not good for Hollywood.
It's not good for Hollywood.
No.
No, no, no. It's not going to sell. It's not going to get you on the box office there. So, I'll just be honest. Any of my clients listening or any of Kim's clients listening, your stories and stuff are not Hollywood
Yeah.
material. So
Doesn't make them
everybody's
any
aware.
less beautiful
No,
or,
they're actually
yeah.
much more beautiful, actually, in my opinion, because of that reason. Exactly, because they are so real.
But you will know that some are based on, real life events. And that's as far as they
That's
go,
right.
real life events. So little bits and
Yeah.
pieces are
Very
there,
exaggerated
but they add, the
flair.
big thing, the big story, the big, oh yay, this is amazing,
Flair.
right?
Flair.
So you mentioned Hollywood. So
Yeah.
you want to talk about Hollywood mediums and spirits versus reality. Okay. Uh, so when we talk about Hollywood mediums, we're talking about the Long
I should
Island
have worn my
medium.
Hollywood.
We are
You know what's
talking.
weird? I was gonna wear this hoodie while we were
Oh, are you?
filming today because I got it in LA. I got it for my kid. It says Hollywood, California. If people
Nice.
are watching, because most people just listen apparently, you can see my hoodie on the screen. I was gonna wear it because it
Hmm.
has fleece inside. She didn't want it.
No, I think I would love that.
I know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
my
sorry.
goodness,
So see
kids.
Hollywood. Weird. Destined to talk about Hollywood. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So, when you go to Hollywood, like I said, there's the Long Island medium,
Is
and
that
Teresa Caputo.
Therese? Okay, she's
Okay.
got the platinum blonde
Yeah, the
hair.
big hair.
That's her.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I
okay.
think she's
I've
still
ne-
big hair.
I've only seen like one or two episodes of her, but I know who she is, and she's very. I don't know if she's popular still, but she was. I remember she was all over the
I
place.
believe she's still somewhat popular. I
Okay.
don't think she's on constant TV. I do know
Oh,
on the TikTok, um,
she's
they
on there.
there's somebody
Of course.
who has her name with a picture of her sitting in a chair with her voice giving these messages, and it's not. I know it's not her. It's just,
Oh, it's the AI.
I
Oh,
think it
that's
is.
awful. Oh my
But she's
God.
not even moving. It's just kind of like a screen with her sitting, and then it's the voice.
Okay.
So someone has taken her voice, and they're giving the messages, and people are going to think that this is
Horrible.
it.
Horrible.
Also, never ever, unless there's like some amazing push to do so, never ever is a medium going to come on up and say to you, hi, I have your dad here, and he wants to do this, and this, and this, right? Like, or he wants you to know this, and this. I give you
Could you imagine?
some those things that you see on TV. Those are set up. Those people were just random. They have seen them. They have talked to them. They've already signed waivers because they're, they're aware of what's going on, right? And you can tell very clearly that they are part of a prior
A gimmick.
conversation. Yes. And it really, I've always, and we have in different conversations I've had with other people, it's like liken it to assault. You don't know what people believe. Okay.
Yes. Oh, good.
And then again, when you're talking about this, there's these people who think that every medium is like some charlatan or is, what did I get? A mentalist or, some kind, they make it to be some kind of thing, thinking that somebody is going to just try to rip them off. Yes, those exist. But that's where you need to realize reality. If I'm doing a reading, I don't care who you see on TV. It's not going to come across the same as what they are going to do. They're not when you're watching on TV and they're like pinpoint, 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 pinpoint. Those are edited to take out any of the other stuff that has happened, right? So it's just there. So don't expect a medium to just come in and be able to go, and have like everything perfect and everything dead on, and so you're blown back, because there is a process, and you need to communicate. Your vibrations need to rise to meet up, and you need to connect. That's where it goes. So know that at that point, that's when it's going to start. But your input with your voice keeps the vibrations raised, and that will help with the reading, and spirit will go from there. But you're not going to get hit on a half an hour episode kind of thing, right? It's just not how it is. And so please know that what you see on TV is not fully organic.
Absolutely not.
Because if you had a fully organic medium type TV show, nobody would watch it. I don't think.
It's true, guys.
They would probably watch it for a little bit and go,
true.
well, this is boring.
It's true. Unless that medium on the TV is giving away free readings like I do, nobody's watching it.
No.
The only reason I have so many people on my lives is because I'm giving free answers, right? If I went on a TV show and did what I did on TikTok Live, I really don't think I would be top of the ratings. Let's just put it that way.
Well, none of us would be.
No,
because,
guys, no.
And we don't, and regular, everyday mediums, we don't have, previews. So you got the whole, oh my goodness, oh, you got what? We don't have those previews to get people excited to watch the show either,
Yeah,
right?
it's true.
So just know that reality and what you see on Hollywood are very different things. Not saying the stuff that you see on Hollywood is bad or incorrect. I would just caution you to question the authenticity in a lot of ways.
Yes.
Or how it's come out. Like, did it really, did that really just come out in a 10-minute conversation? Like, absolutely every single hit there? Know that that's not, and it's not realistic. So if you're a medium as well, or working towards being a medium or doing that, like, don't let that also discourage you, because that's not how you're going to get it. And when I have circle, things like that, and I'm talking to people and I'm kind of working with them in a circle, I'll say to them, when you were born, did you come out with your Nikes on running a marathon? No, you did not, because that's not how it works. You come out, you can't walk for a while, then you learn to walk, and you stumble a lot, and you bump your knees and your face, and you got cuts and bruises, and then you get bigger, and then you start doing things, and then you can get to that point. But it takes work, it takes practice, it's repetitive, and it's putting in your trust in that something's going to work. It just doesn't happen. And if someone says to you, oh, well, if you come here and do a course for a weekend and you pay me $2,000, you are going to be a medium, and I'm going to give you a certificate saying you're a medium. You can't develop in a weekend.
Oh my God.
You
it would be so much
absolutely
easier
can't.
if we could, guys.
Oh
But you
gosh,
can't.
yeah. And I've been working on this for
Years and years.
11, 12 years.
Yeah.
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 And actually working on it. I didn't realize that I had the abilities I did. I just thought it was weird how I knew stuff. I would have death dreams, things like that. I just thought that was weird. But but actively working on it, it's been about 11 years. And, so if I'm, finding hits and stuff like that, I wasn't like that at the beginning. Yeah, there was stuff that I knew, but I absolutely wasn't what I am today. And I'm sure in 2 years, 10 years, I'm not going to be what I am today either. I'm just
True.
going to grow.
It's
And
like evolving. It's
yeah,
like your skills.
because
They
spirit
get
grows,
stronger and
spirit
stronger.
evolves,
Yeah.
right? Things
That's it.
different.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
If
Yep.
you had everybody coming through and they were like, oh, so those cows, that you all have to bring on in and bring your oil lantern, like stuff changes, life
Yeah.
changes, technology changes, who knows what's going on, right? Just carry what resonates, be discerning as to what you see. And just know reality is not what you see in Hollywood, just like anything else. How many teen kids are like, I don't know if for different generations, like 90210 or the OC, right? Like seriously, what teenagers grew up like that? Probably not many.
I tried to grow up and be like Brenda
Yes.
Walsh
Well,
because I loved her.
see,
I was nothing like Brenda,
there,
but I tried.
but this is where we
Just
got to
saying.
realize that these are exactly what the problems are, right? What you see on TV,
Yes.
it's all for entertainment. Just don't feel bad about what you are, and do not, for the love of all Pete's, ever put that onto a medium and think like, well, you're not good
Oh
enough,
yeah.
and you start doing that, because you start doing that, then that energy is going to tank, and it's just not going to be nice. Okay.
You just reminded me of another one, another like misconception that I think that we need to talk about actually.
All right. Well,
So people think, I love this is called Spirit PR because it is like Spirit's PR team telling you guys this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. That Spirit knows everything, every single thing, answers to everything, all the time about everything. That's another one.
no.
You just remind me of that when you said that. That I get a lot. Well, how come Spirit didn't know? Don't they should know? Trying to explain to someone that maybe they do, but you are not
To know.
supposed to know
That's the big thing.
is so hard.
Yeah.
People don't. Well, why? Why wouldn't Spirit want me not to suffer? That's another one. Spirit
Well,
knows I'm going to suffer. Why does Spirit want me not to suffer? That's another one.
you
Huge
made
misconception.
a plan prior to coming here with them, and you need to go through those lessons. Sometimes,
Yep.
I'm not going to lie, they suck. Like they are like, I would love to just, if I could, if it wouldn't change where I am today, I would love to get rid of some of the stuff I had to go through. But I can't, because I would not be exactly where I am today. And every day, there might be some challenges in my life, but I keep going ahead, knowing it's all going to work out for my higher good. And then once I get through some very difficult times, and this has happened a lot lately, the Spirit will be like, this is why this had to happen. And I go, oh, all right.
Yes.
Okay, get it. So just be discerning, keep your eyes and ears open, and know that, maybe you're going through a hard time, but there is a reason for it. Or a lesson. Actually, I should never say reason.
lesson.
I really hate saying reason, and I don't know why I keep saying it today. But you can't tell me there's a reason why a mother loses their child or a father loses their child. There's not a reason for anything, for everything. Okay, so it's a lesson. I don't want to insult anybody by saying, "Oh, well, there's a reason for everything." You don't say that to a mother, and I've seen it happen, and it's not cool. All right, so yeah, there's that.
I hate that.
So what does mediums get wrong? A lot, because
So much.
I have had,
We've been wrong. I've been wrong. Kim's been wrong. It
and
happens.
the reason why, like for mediumship, you can be wrong. I'm human. Spirit's perfect. I'm not.
Yep.
And I really hope that these things don't happen, but it can. But my mood sometimes that day might change something in the reading, because I'm very based on feeling feeling and knowing. So, I can't, I try not to, but that can affect your reading, right? Like if I'm having
Oh,
having a
100%.
bad day.
100%.
And
Yeah.
I've told a story before where this one time I had a lady, I felt like she was pushing like a cart. I knew that cart was something that had stuff on it, and it was part of the job. And so I kind of go back to, because I watch Mad Men. I love Mad Men. So it's like little pushing the little cart with the,
Love that show.
the
Yeah, 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 yeah.
rye and smokes and or whatever, right? Coming around at
Yeah.
break time with their booze and their cigarettes. Um, or the mail lady, same person comes around at certain times with the mail, and
No.
that's what I was really that's what I was feeling, that this woman was standing at something, right? I knew she was a career woman,
Yeah.
things like that, but I was,
Something was up.
and I found out that this woman was actually a head nurse. I never had experiences in hospitals
Makes
or
sense.
anything else. So she was a head nurse. She was pushed in the cart. So I was wrong. I was wrong. I had the person, but I was misinterpreting. Just like, can we bring up the reading that I did for you?
Yeah.
So when I brought through Nikki's stepmom, I had felt that she was dealing in something, right? Like, and so I was getting the feeling like finances, or, and I felt like big things that were very important. So like that's why I felt like this is like a car dealership or a finance
Yeah.
and car dealership, because I'm feeling like important things are rolling over for money, right? And this was a big money thing. Now she said no, and I was just confused because I really felt that. I also felt that she was wearing a jacket, or like she had like dressed up in a suit jacket. But Nikki, why don't you tell us exactly what it is that she did?
Oh, she was a pharmacist. She was a
And she
pharmacist.
wore the
Yeah.
jacket, and she
Yeah.
was dealing
And dressed up.
with very, exactly, like it's a big financial
She ran it.
business, right?
Yeah.
So
She ran it. Yeah.
she's handing out for money and doing that. Just so it, I can be wrong, but it's because of my experiences, right? I know really next to nothing about her stepmom other than she existed. I don't even know her name. So
This is true. I just want everyone to know I don't talk about my stepmom to hardly anybody because it's a very touchy subject, a very emotional subject to me. And as close as Kim and I are, Kim doesn't even know a lot. And I'll get there eventually with Kim, but
yeah.
just so everyone's aware, that is 100% true. 100% true.
So that those are, we can be wrong. We're human,
Yep.
She was
Yep.
giving me what she had, and in essence I was understanding, but I wasn't accurate because I
She's,
that wasn't coming to me.
she was probably laughing because she laughed a lot. She was probably laughing at Kim.
Yes. And that's
She
fine.
was like, come on, get it.
And that's fine. But then when Nikki and I talked after, and she told me, I was like, oh, that makes sense now, right?
Yes, it
So
did. Yeah.
now later, when I do other ones, I might actually have that feeling and go, oh, hey, I remember this feeling.
But you know what's interesting is, I mean, and this is recorded. This is one of our episodes. Please go back and listen to it if you'd like. But I was also very confused about that myself. So we've talked about this before. Getting, you get a reading from a tarot reader, a medium, and they say something and it doesn't resonate right away. It took like 20 minutes after for me to realize, oh my God, what Kim was saying makes sense. Right? So that's another thing that happens in readings, guys. We talk about it all the time, and you got to see that actually live in a sense on the recording where I just blanked completely and I didn't put two to two together until after the reading.
So, we're human. So are you. And so I just know that we don't get everything right. And if we don't get it right, it's not something to be like, oh, well, you're awful. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just trying to rip me off. That is not what's happening. And, there are people around that I have even experienced myself who will be like, they decide they don't want to listen, or they don't think you're doing a good enough job. And then they go around saying, everybody saying, oh, I think they suck. Okay, well, you can think whatever you want, but you did get hits, but you just don't choose to remember that. So don't, worry about yourself. Worry about your own darn self. You're an adult, look after yourself. You know, I keep saying it, take personal responsibility for every thought, word, and action. Know that you have when you're getting a reading, you have a part in that. All right. If you're going to close off and be like, nope, you're not getting anything, you're not getting anything, I won't get anything, because you have cut off that, like, you have cut that off. You've essentially
Yep.
blocked that. And so that's what happens, right? I won't be getting accurate information, especially if you're trying to be deceptive.
Yep.
And unfortunately, some people do that, right? Way too often. People just think if they can, oh, I just want to mess with them. And it's like, why do you even come here if you,
Yeah, I hate people like that.
you know?
Just go away from here.
Yeah.
Go away from here.
So just know that yes, mediums absolutely can be wrong. So if you have a bad reading, I really do ask that you please talk to the medium and say, or, if you feel like it wasn't accurate, maybe have a conversation with them and say, hey, I didn't really get anything. But if they're noticing that you're not getting anything, it's only, I don't know, I think it's only decent to say, hey, you want to stop it now? I don't usually ask for money ahead of time. So I would, I could say like, hey, this isn't working. This didn't work out today. Maybe we can set it for another day, or, you don't have to pay me or whatever. A decent, honest medium will do that. But
Very true.
you need to be decent and honest and not just try to get a free reading, because those people exist too. And
I have one.
oh, what's that?
I have one. And this actually came up when I was doing research for one of our past episodes, and I don't know anyway, and I just actually found it because I have it on my note app. But it's the common misconception, or one of the most common misconceptions I believe people have, is that the spirit world, or realm, whatever you want to call it, is separate from us.
Yep. They're not.
No.
Sorry.
You might wish, but no.
No, they're there
No.
all the time.
All intertwined. All of it intertwined all the time. In every universe out there, in every parallel universe, always intertwined.
And it's always
Not
like,
separate.
can they see me in the bathroom? Yes. But you know what?
Yeah.
They really don't care.
They don't care.
No.
They're not focused on your bathroom activities.
They don't
people.
care. Like, if they want to talk to you and that's the only place they can get to you, they're going to get there. They don't care. They don't care that you're doing a 2 or, taking a shower. Yeah. They'll be like, hey.
That's right.
And I want you to know, very often they will come to you in the shower because the water is like a conduit. So it will help bring that through. All right. And it does cleanse you and opens you up. So know that. And it's beautiful. Just don't worry. They don't really care. Like, if your chest is lopsided or you got scars or whatever, they could care less, right?
They don't care if you're walking around naked in your house. They don't care if you're singing karaoke at the top of your lungs. They don't care. That is the least of their concerns, right? Like, they don't. They're probably singing along with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. And if you are doing something that you're enjoying, they are definitely enjoying it with you.
Yes,
right?
they are.
So,
even if they're just watching.
Yeah. So if you're a shower singer and you're just, singing and it's rising your dopamine and you're having a good day, they are enjoying it. They're not looking 100%. At you. They don't care. Ooh. They had to get
no
clean
judgment
too.
There.
And it's just not part of what they worry about. That's a earth thing. That's a this dimension thing.
That's us.
That's a 3D thing. Yeah. So I guess that kind of goes into what clients expect versus what actually happens.
Yes, which we've touched upon before, but we touch upon it. I talk about it in my lives, and it still happens. And it still happens.
Yeah.
It never changes.
Yes. It's clients expect us a lot of times, I think, because of going back to earlier, Hollywood, and that stuff. They are looking at all this tricks and everything, right? And then so then what we do is we turn into what actually happens, right? We're not going to be playing tricks. We're not going to be, um, trying to, trick you. Like that's just not what we do. And we're just going to bring out, um, we're just going to be bringing out the love and the messages.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't
The
know. It's so
connections.
hard to say
The
it.
connections.
Yeah.
But that's what we're going to bring through the connections. We're going to bring through any wisdom that we can grasp in a sense. And unfortunately, guys, it's not going to be strobe lighty and and windows opening and doors opening, slamming left, right, and center, and lights flickering. That's not what it's going to be. Not saying it never will be, because there has been instances. Kim and I were just talking about something where there will be physical instances, doors shutting, knocking on the walls and what that will happen.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, guys, it's going to be calm, it's going to be peaceful, and you're going to leave these readings feeling so connected to the loved one that the medium connected with, or the cards, and it's a wonderful feeling. Actually, that's how you, if you leave the reading feeling a different way,
That's why
don't
I
go
like
back
you to
there.
cry.
Yeah.
And I
Don't
say
go
that.
back there.
I
Yeah.
I I want you to cry because I know that those are the seeds to healing.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, if somebody's asked me to do a reading for them, and say I pulled out like fireworks and stuff, and I was like, whoo, look at this, and like, I don't
Tables
know,
moving.
yeah, making all this stuff while I'm trying to do a reading, that people would probably be like, you're really effing freaking me out. Right?
Are you okay?
That
Are
might
you
really
okay, Kim?
affect the reading. So don't expect it, because I'm not all about the show myself. And
Also, Kim and I kind of lazy. We're not going to go out of our way to do any of that.
yeah, yeah.
We're not going to do that.
No.
Could you imagine?
So yeah, I'm not here to impress you.
No.
I'm not here to do anything other than bring through a message of love and healing.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. So funny.
yeah.
Do you have another one?
Um, hold on. Let's see. We did have it.
I had one about how people always expect that spirit communicates like in really big ways. You know what I mean? Like signs everywhere.
Yeah.
But sometimes spirit can connect in the most smallest and subtle ways that you don't even expect until after that moment has passed.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we're so obsessed. We've become culturally obsessed. And I'm going to say the word obsessed because we have, and I don't care. Angel numbers, feathers, all that kind of stuff. We've become so obsessed with that we look for that all the time. We look for it and we get it. And Kim and I have talked about this before. But sometimes the signs from spirit are so subtle, and they're anything from a song that just launches in your head out of nowhere
Yep.
to a scent, a smell. I've told Kim this once. I was talking about my great grandmother, who I loved very much, and she's been deceased for quite some time, since I was 18. And I was talking about her with my mother in my living room. She's never been in this residence ever. She's never. And we could smell her. We could smell her rose perfume, and there's no roses anywhere near my house, by the way. And my mom and I both like just looked at each other and we knew. And it's little things like that, right? Sometimes spirit communicates in the most subtle way, guys. You don't need to constantly look for the feathers or for the angel numbers. Sometimes it will be in those moments. Sometimes you'll catch them right away, and sometimes you won't. You
Yeah.
know, I found this is a good example. After my stepmom had passed away, I had found a hummingbird feather out front of my door. And this was when I had told Kim and I believe I talked about this on an episode. I was very frustrated that everybody seemed to be dreaming of my stepmother, but I hadn't. And I was getting annoyed a little bit. And then, weeks and months go by, and then it was spring, and there was a hummingbird feather right near my front door. And I picked it up and put it on the back of my phone case, not thinking anything of it. That's usually where I keep feathers that I find that I think are pretty. And a couple of days go by until I realized that her ashes are in hummingbird necklaces because one of her favorite birds was the hummingbird, and she had them all over her garden. Subtle sign that I didn't even, this is what I mean. Those tiny little things sometimes mean more than the numbers or anything else. So,
Absolutely.
spirit does not always communicate in massive signs, guys.
Yeah,
No.
it's not always big shiny things. Um, yeah, it's not the way it is. It's
No.
don't expect it, and really stop thinking that because you haven't heard them, they're not with you and they don't want to be with
Yes,
you.
yes, yes.
All right.
I've learned that lesson now. I've learned it.
Yeah, because
Okay.
there's too many
Ethan's
people
right.
who do that, especially if we do platform readings and people are like, wow, how come I haven't heard anything, and I haven't had anybody. I was so happy that the last evening with Spirit we didn't have very many people. We only had about 7 people. So in that 2 hours, I noticed that a few people hadn't, and actually there's maybe more than 7, but I noticed that a few people hadn't had a reading. But I was very pulled to one person towards the end, and it was beautiful. It was so beautiful because I thought, okay, this is for this person, and she didn't acknowledge. So if you're going to these things, like, you got to use your voice, you got to use your vibration, and you got to say something, because she was like, her face looked like she was agreeing that this made sense, but she was like making no, no. So she wasn't being open. So I finally said, does this resonate with you? Do you have a blah, blah, blah? And she said, yes. And I said, okay, let's start. And
See?
it's so crazy. We give out flowers at the church. So before we do Evening with Spirit, it's not every single time, but Reverend Richard had started it. We will, he'll go on in the afternoon and kind of speak to Spirit and say, what kind of flowers do I need? Then he goes and buys them, and then we put them in. And then when we're giving the readings out, he'll tell everybody who's giving messages what the flowers are. And so then we'll be giving messages, and then we'll be like, oh, hey, this is for these people. So you go, hey, does this make sense? Yes.
Oh, yeah, you told
Okay.
me this. This is cute.
So this last time Richard wasn't with us, it was just Reverend Jill and myself. And I messaged Reverend Jill and said, hey, we're going to do flowers today. And she said, sure, how about you get one and I get one? Like, perfect. So I went to the store. I walked in, and front and center, I went to Safeway. Front and center was these gorgeous, like, burgundy-ish, reddish peonies. I've never
Okay.
seen them that color, ever. I've always seen them fuchsia, things like this, but this was like this deep, beautiful color, and they were huge, and they were just like right in my face when I walked in, and I was like, I need to get those. I'm like, nah, that can't be it. So then I looked around, and they just kept being like there, and so I got
Right
them,
there, yeah.
and Jill did the same thing, and so yeah, I was the one who ended up giving away both flowers, and I just knew that whoever was going to get these burgundy peonies was they were an exact flower that somebody grew,
Oh,
same color and everything, and it was.
oh my
Yeah.
God. I love
So I
that.
was like, okay, perfect. The other one that Jill got, she knew they needed to have like a certain color in them, that she made sure was in there, and then she put in like roses for whatever reason and a couple other flowers. Like, it was like a mixed kind of thing. Well, the person that I ended up giving that to, it was the person who passed away's birthday that day. Her favorite color was the color that Jill made sure she had,
Oh my
and
God.
so we gave it to her, and it was actually a sibling. So
Oh,
it was her sibling who passed away,
passed away,
and
yeah.
and then the messages come. So like, these are really beautiful things that you got to kind of not just discount. That these people can say, yeah, that was her favorite color. oh, it is her birthday today, and just what it brings to these people is amazing. It's so
I love
beautiful,
that.
you know.
It is beautiful. It's very beautiful.
We can't do that virtually, but when we can do that in person, it actually, like, I've seen people just start crying, you
I
know.
believe it.
I
I believe it.
personally, actually, it's kind of funny. One day, I was there. I didn't work. I wasn't working at the time. Like, I was somebody in the audience, and I got a lady came through who always comes through all the time. My grandmother. She's always busy, 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 for my stuff, and I got a flowers and with like a fuchsia and like a purple, and they had a little bit of yellow in them. And I put them. I came home and I knew they were for my grandmother. I came home. I set them up, and then I looked down at the blanket that was on my couch that my grandmother also made. It didn't have yellow on it, but that was the exact colors
Oh,
of the
colors.
flowers.
Purple, pink, and navy blue. In case
No, that's
people
purple. Royal
are not watching.
purple, like it's a mauve,
Royal
royal
purple. Oh,
purple,
okay,
and
so
like a pinky fuchsia.
okay,
It's
just in
much
case people aren't
more.
watching.
It's
Yeah,
much more bright, but that's exactly the color of those
not even surprised.
pictures or of those
Surprised.
flowers. Sorry,
Not
and
surprised.
I was just like, it did until I got home and I was looking at it and I actually took a picture of it beside. I was like, oh my god, totally.
No such thing as
you
coincidences.
know
Never,
but that
never.
is what, when Richard was getting the flowers that day, that is what he needed to do, right? He knew he needed to get those color flowers. Did he know why? Nope. Did he know who they
No.
belonged to? Nope.
Sometimes you don't need to know why.
Nope.
Sometimes you just got to follow that. And that's another thing. And we'll do an episode about that coming up. You just got to, sometimes that knowing, you don't need to know the reason, just do it. Okay?
Yep.
Especially if it's a calm and peaceful knowing that comes over you. You never need to know the reason because you will absolutely, and I guarantee it, find out the reason after.
Yep.
Always.
Absolutely. So
Sorry, I was looking for the question.
there is another one that I want to talk about. I have a couple stories that I have told before, but I'm willing to, and I think Nikki might have one too. But funny spirit communication stories. So I've told this one before because this is very profound in my whole journey. My very best friend, her husband, who I also
the
connected
smacky.
her to,
Sorry.
he passed away, and he was young. He was 33. She was young. She was 28. She was pregnant with her third child. He passed away suddenly in a car accident. And after this, this is kind of was weird because I'd had people pass away, but I'd never had someone that when I was in a, you know, I don't know, like a more mature time of my life, because I would have been 28, 29, so by that time you start to understand things. Things aren't always there, always what they are, but you really do start to understand things. And he passed away. And there's just something about me that when there's something significant happens, like disaster, whatever, I switch into, I'm the little, what do you call it, Nikki? The monkey brain. I switch into
Yeah.
get her done, right? Like
monkey brain.
if it's something, if there's a crisis going on, I'm your girl. I take care of it. I got it. I don't know how it happens, but it's just like, I'm focused. I get it done. It's like, I got a
Monkey
checklist.
brain.
Day to day, don't expect that from me because that's not going to happen. But crisis time, oh yeah, it's being taken care of. Don't you worry, right? And whatever it is. And so I had done that. That was kind of my role, right? Because he'd passed away. I'm like, oh, is there wills? Is there this? Is there that? And people are like, hey, don't talk, why are you saying this stuff? And she's like, if there's one thing I can control, let her, like, let's talk about it. So I looked after all that stuff for her. And, I was just kind of thinking, people would say, oh, I talked to him, blah, 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 or whatever. Or I saw him. And she would see him all the time. She'd see handprints on her mirror, or like we can have her on one time. She can tell you all these most amazing things that him and her son have done. But anyhow, so one day I'm driving home, and I lived in a smaller town outside of the city, and I had to drive through like a field, and like there were fields on the sides. I wasn't driving like 4x4 through fields, but like it was a road, but there was fields. So it was almost like driving out in the country. And I was driving and I was getting a little annoyed. And I said, Why don't you ever talk to me? Why do you talk to everybody else? Like you never, ever, ever talk to me. And that is when, at that very time, my garage door opener flew off of my what do you sun visor, flew
Visor.
off my visor, hit me in the head, landed in my lap, and I went, "All right, thanks."
It's like, stop whining.
So he's
Sorry.
basically I needed,
I love
because
that
I was
story.
obviously missing everything else that he was trying to do,
Yeah.
because I'm sure he was trying to do many things to me, but I was just like, I need some big stuff. I apparently needed to be hit in the head to
Yeah.
realize the damn
To
spirit
knock
that
him
he is
off.
talking to me. He is talking to me.
Sorry. I
Um,
love that story.
and then there is another time with her son. And like these two, oh my gosh, her son passed away 10 years after her husband. And, I was a godmother to her son. And she's got two beautiful daughters as well. And one day after her son had passed away, and her son and I were actually really into the same music and stuff too, and he was a musician. He wanted to be a musician. He had actually, about 5 or 6 months before he passed away, he went to LA and went for the big festival where they have all the musicians, so like famous. So he got pictures taken with all these famous musicians. It was like the best time of his life. And then like
Good.
I
Good.
love that it happened before he passed away. And so anyhow, I was listening to some music, and then but I would turn it off because I would take the bus. And I had a little like a little USB thing, but it had like a little micro disc in there, and I would
Okay.
have to charge it. So I stuck it into my computer that was sitting at my desk, and to charge it. Well, suddenly it was playing. There was no speakers. How come I could hear music? I don't know, but I could. And I was kind of looking at it like, what is going on? I didn't even touch it. But that little micro disc flew out, hit me in the chest, and landed in my lap. Didn't
Yeah,
touch
you need
it.
to always be hitting the head, eh?
Well, that one hit me in the chest because I was like, he probably would have loved to hit me in the head just because he thought it would have thought it was funny. But so
I think it's funny.
these are the things. This is why you need to trust, believe, and not close yourself off on them.
Yes. That's an important one right there. Don't close yourself off because you'll never know the kind of experience you can get, and it'll be heartfelt or it'll be funny. Kim's are funny.
Yes.
Not all of Kim's are funny. Some of Kim's are serious, guys. But those two are my favorite stories.
Yes.
My favorite stories.
I love it. So,
Okay.
do you have a story? A funny story?
I do, but we're running out of time.
Okay.
So I wanted to do the question, and then I lost the question, and then I was looking for it, and then I found it, and then I lost it again.
Okay,
Just
find
wait,
it.
Just wait. Oh, I got it. I got it. I
Okay.
got it. I had it in my notes. I gotta organize my notes better. Okay. I thought this was a good one.
Okay.
I thought this was a really, really good one. Um, what do you think spirit cares about the most when it comes to humanity? Yeah,
Expressing love, showing love for not only
that's all that
yourself
is.
and loving yourself as who you are, unconditional love for yourself, and sharing that unconditional love with those around you.
That's it. That's it. It's the same thing. The meaning of life is love. That's it.
Yeah.
Love, period. Um, I did. That was going to be my answer too. That was going
Yeah.
to be my answer too.
Yeah. That's it. Right.
I feel like that's though I feel like that's something that spirit like kind of like wishes people would understand. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like for a lot of people when they ask questions like this, oh, like what's the meaning of life, or what does spirit want me to know? I get that all the time. What does spirit want me to know, right? What does spirit want me? I feel like for some people that's not a good enough answer.
It never is. No.
And for me, that is the best answer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you get on to this journey and you do learn that everything is connected with love, everything. That is what human connection is about. That is what connection is about with spirit. That is what connection is about, period, is with love. And you learn that as you get deeper into the spiritual journey. Everything's about love. But it's for some people it's not enough to hear that answer.
And that is what's really sad is
Yeah.
a
I
lot of
hate that.
times
It makes me sad.
people would discount a reading because it's not what they exactly wanted to hear. It's something that they didn't want to hear, so suddenly it's not good. It wasn't right. So please, these are done in love. Just please do it. Please
Yeah.
listen. Please see how it falls within you. Please tuck your ego in your pocket for a bit to see, because they're telling you
I
this.
like that.
Well, they're doing this for you because they love you. They're not doing this because they don't like you, or they're trying to be mean to you, or they just want to see you upset because they tell you bad news. No, they're trying to tell you
No.
news so that you can figure out a plan, function, and they're there to support you.
100%.
And know that.
I'm stealing that ego in the back pocket because I usually say ego in the back seat,
Yeah,
but I like to put ego in your pocket and then sit
you
on
can
it.
sit on it. The back seat, it can still come flying forward. So you sit on it, it's
Seriously.
like you stay right there because you're not coming
Yeah.
in. You're not getting
Yeah.
involved here right now.
Yeah. Listen, you need your ego, guys. You need your ego. Your ego
Yes.
protects you. That's what it's there for. But sometimes we let it overprotect us, and then overprotection and causes fear and lack of movement.
Anxiety and
And you're
stress,
here to
and then
move.
you're doing like 18 readings a day because you just got to kind of find out someone to tell you what you actually want to hear and to stop telling you what they're telling you.
Yeah, you're coming to Nikki 3 to 4 times a week, and she's being like, "I'm not reading for you anymore. You're cut off."
Don't waste your money.
I've done that.
But yes.
I've done that many times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I
So
do believe that's what Spirit wants us to know.
yes,
Love.
love. So thank you so much for joining us today. We just did some
This was fun.
PR work for Spirit and for the mediums, I guess, as well.
I think this was a fun episode. It was a
Yeah.
very fun episode. You should talk about it on your series.
Yes.
Do a video about it.
I
Oh, speaking of her series, it's on YouTube. Yay for
Okay.
everyone to watch. I uploaded all of the ones you've done so far on
Okay.
YouTube. The most, and I haven't checked analytics in the last few days, but the most popular episode series, reel,
Real, really,
um,
yeah, because they're just
reel,
short.
shorts. Thank you. Is the one where Kim is talking about intuition. So check that one out. Again, all her reels are, the longest one is like 5 minutes long.
Yeah, tops.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
fairly short. I need them to be short. I'm not recording them over and over and over. Like they're pretty much a one record. So please don't come at me if you think it's not a
Just make
great
them
job.
natural.
This is my purpose is to get the message out, and that's it. Um, and I'm enjoying it. I did take a week off, just needed some time after I did 4 weeks. So I'll be doing the next week soon. Hopefully, I can get to it in the next couple days. I just got lots going on. And then I will let them go again. And so please, anything, let us know. If you want me to talk about anything,
Yep.
be a
Specific, let her know.
yeah, yeah. So follow us on YouTube, hit the bell, the little dingy bell.
Comment.
Subscribe.
Yeah,
Follow,
subscribe.
subscribe. Whatever platform you're on, TikTok, please follow us. You're going to see them there
Yes.
now. And then subscribe on YouTube and make sure you click the
Spotify.
reminders. Yes, we're also on Spotify. So make sure, and if there's an ability to give us 5 stars, go in there and give us darn 5 stars. I think we deserve
Yes.
it.
Yes, we do.
43 weeks
100%.
we have given you material and
I
we've
know.
enjoyed it and we love it, and I think we deserve a 5 star.
That's right. And without a break, might I add, without
Yes.
a break.
Yes.
Meaning we have not missed a week. We might have a week break coming up. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how the recordings go.
But we're enjoying
have
it enough
ideas, though.
that
Yeah.
this is the way it is. So I guess we don't have seasons. We just have episodes.
I have to do seasons, so I just divide them up every I think it's every 20
Okay. So like
or 25 is a season I have to do or something.
okay. Okay.
So we're on season
Okay.
2, that's all I know.
So yes, we are putting out like an hour a week essentially. So you're welcome. So you'll have 43 hours now that you can listen to us, plus my little
Yeah.
shorts. So
Love it.
thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you so much. We haven't said it for a while, but we will never ever approach you to give you a reading
It's true.
unless you have reached out to us. All right. So please know that. And if someone does, report them because it's not us. All right. If it is
Absolutely.
us, you'll absolutely know that it's us. All right.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Our profiles are actually linked on every episode. Click them, and it'll bring you to our TikToks, our Instagrams, everything.
yeah,
Our legit ones.
yes. So thank you so much for joining us again. We very much have so much gratitude for you joining us and sharing this adventure with us. So,
Absolutely. Have a good week, guys, and we will see you next week for our Father's Day episode.
you betcha. Bye.
Bye.